Hello there. I'm the PC Expert Amateur, and we're going to take a look at a sound meter from Habotest, or Habotest. It's probably Habotest, but I don't really know. It comes in this generic box, which I also got a different kind of tool, and it came in the same exact box. The only useful thing about this box is it tells me that the manufacturer's full name is Dongguan Habotest, or Habotest, Instrument Technology Company Limited, and that's in China, of course, because this came from Temu. Now, just to let you know, this meter is, well, kind of limited in function, and I'll discuss that in a few minutes. It does come with a black kind of felt bag that you can use to store it in if you don't want to keep it in the packaging. And this is it, the Habotest HT605B. This is supposed to be better than the other one, and that's probably because it offers a little bit more. It measures both dBAC and dBA. And A is the one where I'm interested in because that's similar to how the ear works. It measures both in Celsius and Fahrenheit. It'll show on the screen the temperature as well as the relative humidity and, of course, the current decibels. You can have the backlight on or off. You can set it to hold so it's not registering anything new. You can have it sample more often or less often. I think the fast speed is like 120 times a second or something insane like that. And you can also have it keep track of what the highest or lowest reading is. You can display both of those in succession. You just can't display both of them at the same time because that's a limitation, I guess you could say. Certainly there's room on the screen to do that. Now, in order to turn it on, you just press the power button, and here we go. You can see right now it's set to the fast mode of sampling, and you've got that bar running across that's showing the decibels in a more graphical way, as well as the numbers. And you can see that next to the number you see A and dB. So that's dBA, or decibels in A. 73.6 degrees, 52.4 relative humidity. That's percentage, of course. And you can see the red button is for maximum and minimum. So I'm going to put it to maximum. And now it's going to only show us what the highest noise level is that it registers. It'll never show us anything lower. Now I can switch to the lowest and it'll show us that. And when I go back to the highest, it'll still have kept track of that because we haven't exited this particular mode. In order to exit this mode, you have to hold down the red button, and then you don't see min or max up at the top there. You can switch between Celsius and Fahrenheit, and you can also turn on the backlight. And that's pretty much it for the functionality of this meter. Now, there is this protective cover for the meter so that the condenser mic here doesn't get damaged and you don't lose this wonderful little protective thing that helps to dampen any wind. This will mute the results ever so slightly, like by maybe 1 to 2 decibels. So it's not significant in that respect. And what I want to do now is talk to you about a significant problem for me because I'm often working on things that are under 30 decibels. And 30 decibels is the minimum that this meter will register, unfortunately. It has limitations for temperature and humidity as well, and what range it'll operate in effectively. Now, the temperature range that it'll show is -20 to 60 degrees Celsius, which is -4 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. But it only actually operates within the range of 0 to 50 degrees Celsius. So I don't know how it's going to get down to -20 and up above 50 up to 60 if it only operates within that 0 to 50 degrees Celsius. And how is it going to go above 80 degrees relative humidity, or sorry, 8% relative humidity, if the maximum that it'll operate in is less than 80%? So these are, a little bit baffling for me. Of course, when you're not using it, take the batteries out. The number one, that allows the batteries to last longer. And number two, if they start leaking, if, for example, you're not buying rechargeable batteries, regular batteries eventually start leaking, and then that can destroy or do some damage at least to your device. But so this meter, as it turned out, is not useful to me because the minimum is 30 decibels. And there's another problem that I noticed prior to that, and that is that the meter is not accurate. Now, it's, according to the documentation, it was calibrated at the factory, but in my observations of what it's showing me on the screen, well, it's off. It's high. And if you, I'm going to put it back on slow speed, and I'll put it on maximum. So what we're seeing here, 67.1, there is no 67.1 noise that you have heard since this has been on. So how did it get that? Well, it's not calibrated correctly, or maybe it's not calibrated at all. Maybe they lied. I don't know. But this is problematic. Also, since it doesn't go below 30 decibels, I can't use it for what I need to use it for. And it doesn't operate within the full range it says it can measure, which doesn't make any sense. Before I saw that it was limited to 30 decibels minimum, I took it into my bedroom, and indeed, it couldn't register the decibels. It just had like UL or something like that on the screen. So really, I was very disappointed. On the bright side, I had ordered this from Temu, and when I told them the problem with this, they refunded the money, and because it was going to cost more to send it back to China than it was worth, they said just keep it or throw it away or whatever. So I still have it. I just don't have a specific use for it, especially since it's not accurate. And since I can't calibrate it, yeah, that's a big problem. So I'm really disappointed because I don't want to have to use my phone to measure decibels, but until I can find a reliable sound meter that isn't going to cost me too much money, that's just not possible. And generally speaking, when you buy any kind of a meter, if you're getting it certified, it's going to cost you like hundreds of dollars more. And being that I'm still recovering from my shoulder surgery, you can see the scar right there, and I don't have unemployment benefits. I may lose Medicaid and food stamps because Trump has told the OMB to cut off funding for things like that. And I don't have a job because I'm recovering and I go to physical therapy twice a week. But yeah, that all aside, don't buy it. Even if it works within the range you need it to work within, you're going to have to do mathematics to give the accurate results. And that means you're going to periodically have to evaluate this to see how far off it is. Has it wandered further away from the actual measurements? Has it gotten closer? Has it stayed the same? And that's, you shouldn't have to do that. Generally speaking, if you have a meter of any kind, you can take it to be calibrated once a year to make sure your results are accurate. So thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.